Or, lastly, I'm making a conclusion video where, okay, why I was being so harassed. I didn't even know why I was being so harassed once I was returned. Okay, why I was being harassed and abused by, California police, and their side government member once I was returned to USA in August 2017. In order to find out, they do things in hidden. They do things without inform. So, it, that's what I wiped up. They play too much. They just play way too much. Why they were harassing? Why my son didn't know why he was being harassing? I didn't know why I was being harassing. It's their play. They are police. They play with their criminal, and they gotta stop doing what they are doing. Okay, it's the one reason that I'm making my video, and then it's amazing. Yes, they do play with the Mr. Chang. Mr. Chang is the criminal part, and who's doing the front part is government people. Look at my Citrus College. Look at the second misconduct in Glendora Police Station, and look at the LASSEN College. They are cooperated, and they're not supposed to do. This is not a society. This is not the right society. But they were they just want to behave the way they want. They are communist. They want to make this society communist. That was more likely. I was living in the communist environment in the freedom country. The reason, okay, now I'm going back to my reading. It was, Mexican American Police Organization. Yes, they are the one who was contacting like one another. It was their members. So I'm not racist, but I don't want to, I want to identify it. Okay, I'm Korean American. Okay, if Korean American did wrong, then they should punish Korean American, not the whole like Asian. So this is the one reason that I'm identifying. Their problem has to fix it. Okay, so I don't want to. So my case, their problem. Korean American, police, they didn't play. Chinese Korean American, they didn't play. African American, they didn't play. So I have to be, I'm not racist. People were saying that why you mention Korean American, I mean Mexican American, because they are the one who play. So they are the one who has to fix the problem while other people just leave them alone. Because they are the one who play. That's what I'm mentioning. That's what I'm identifying. You know, they're who they are. I'm not racist. I don't. I'm not racist, but I have to identify it. So Mexican American Police Organization, who play with the Mexican, with the Mr. Chang, you know, abroad, you know. Okay, Mexican American Police Organization in California planned to send me back to South Korea. This is why they were, harassing. By ruining and destroying my U.S. life through police and their side government member corruption power in California. That's why hidden Mexican American, staff in board of the pharmacy was giving me so hard time not to issue my pharmacy tech license. They knew what was going on, and they kind of manipulated, and by what the Mr. Cheng has been spread the rumor in the air or mouth to mouth, from in their community. Yes, they were going to ruin and destroy my U.S. life through the police and their side, government members, corruption power in California, so that I do not want to, so that I cannot live in U.S. by working like regularly in U.S. anymore. That's why they were harassing like I are. And this was the reason they ruined my citrus college. Soon as soon as I returned to U.S., I started attending, citrus college. They do the misconduct. Okay, when I visit to get help because Mexican American community was damaging my minivan, my auto auto body in August 2017 while I attend the Citrus College. When I visit Glendora Police Department, I said, well, why they? And they just, oh, well, in the then Caucasian, of course, everybody, are okay. Everything has been done by Caucasian, Lassen College, Glendora misconduct, and then, okay, Caucasian police handcuff me and then take me to the, yeah, they could verify the, video at Glendora Police Station. I mean, I didn't want to, I forgive. And they did it again because they don't care anything. They just want to send me back to the South Korea in order to get away what they did wrong. So Caucasian police, they handcuff me and take me to the mental hospital again and lie 100% on the document in September 2017. It was similar to just like they did while I was in Toledo University in 2008. Then once again, ruining Lassen College in August. Well, yeah, they requested forgiveness, so I did, but they did it the Lassen College again. Then once again, ruining Lassen College in August. They were ruining like one after the other my U.S. life and destroying it so that I cannot live in U.S. society. And that's what they planned. And I guess the last 6 years in Susanville was the same thing. They don't resolve the Lassen College issue. And one reason, they did not resolve this issue with the Lassen College. And then, they want me to, the reason they don't resolve the Lassen College issue, the result is you leave. Here's only one college, and I'm not the one who did wrong. They are the one who did wrong. Okay, so you leave the town, and house will be theirs as and I leave as you leave U.S. That's what they planned. This was their plan with the Mr. Chang. Yes, Mr. Chang and his crew hacked and wiretapped every single moment of my life, and the information was handed out to the Mexican-American police member who will work together behind their uniform. This is what I see. So, once I write something, they got information, they got, what I was doing. And if that was, affected, they don't like it, then all this black and white car was back and forth on the Lassen Street. This was the reason. Amazing. And then why Mexican American police organization planned to send me back to South Korea? Because what Mexican American police played my life to the whole world was a lie. I never threatened my ex. I never got charged at the University of Toledo. And that's how I failed. No, that's totally lie. Okay, there was no such event for that. Okay, once I returned, they just sent me back. They pulled me from the physics classroom, and then they just sent me. And then they was like, well, you are going to suicide. Or they just wrapped me up, just like what they were planning to do with the Christy Meyer fraud restraining order. That's what they were doing as a government. Okay, as a government. Yeah, they just ran me up. So yeah, the lie who created is original Mexican American police member who received my information from my ex through his street person who worked for that police. So once I returned to from Toronto to California, he's the one who created. Well, she threatened her ex and she got charged for it, and then that's how she failed her pharmacy at the University of Toronto. There is no such event. And then he spread the lie to his co-worker in Mexican American police, Mexican American government field, and people their community pick it up and they spread. That's what I see. And then wherever I go, that's what they were spreading me behind my life. Nothing worked. Okay, because one Mexican American police organization played my life to whole world was a lie while I live in South Korea from 2012 to 2017. Yes, even to South Korea. I think that's what they were spreading. The lie would be revealed once I start to live in USA. This was what Mexican American police organization was worried about and hoped to prevent letting people in US society to know, I guess. And they want to get away this lie and misconduct they played. I'm sure Mexican American police organization member who created so-called threatening lie, the Mexican American police member who received my information in 2008 originally from my ex through his street person in Los Angeles. Once I was returned, this the way I see our Mexican American, police, they cooperated. This is situation for me to go back to South Korea. It was such a unfair, matter that I had to go through, like one after the other. So did I help? Did I get help through the government system? Yes. I did file a complaint to the LASSEN College through OCR, as people in town know the college staff who take care of my complaint cooperate this situation. They let me wait for net 3 years, and once they let me, and then they are the one that who was complaining that, well, it has been too long. They let me wait it, and then they are the one that who was saying, well, it's been too long. I don't know. That's how they worked. Yeah. And yeah, the whole staff in the LASSEN College cooperated, and then I'm sure that they got the word, and what, as I mentioned already, they plan to send me back, and that's what continued to doing to my life in order for me to live and live in South Korea, so that they could get away. So they could get away what they play. Okay, so they excuse, yeah, I knock on after 2 years. Yes, I did file a complaint to the LASSEN College, through OCR, and then once OCR in Washington D.C. tell to OCR in San Francisco take care of it properly, and they are play same. They cooperated one another. Or they said whole college step in LASSEN College, they say it's too long, and you are the one who let me wait for that 3 years. Doesn't make sense here, and they were putting the excuse that does not make sense in order to cover their side. So nothing work. Well, they insist not to work. So what can I do? If they go to hospital, if a nurse doesn't cure, like the way, if they go to hospital, and if the way they behave is what the doctor and nurse and other healthcare members worker do, then will they accept it? Will they accept it? I'm sure that they will go to hell and make a complaint, and they will sue, right? Yeah, they will sue. And then this is what I was experiencing my whole life, 16 years. 16 years, that was not enough, and they were going to snatch my home. Look at all the data that has been changed. Every other houses, has only one website, while I have two. While all these data has been changed, or my house data has been shrink. What does that mean? They did way too much to my life. Yes, they did play. I don't know how much they are playing behind it, but this is what they did to me. Okay, yes. I did file a complaint to the LASSEN College through OCR. As people in town know, the college staff who take care of my complaint cooperate this situation. They excuse and try to get away and cooperate what Mexican American police organization was up to. I believe in justice, yes. I thought, yes, I was right and they were wrong. I believe in the justice, and I believe in the civil right. I fight hard. No. There was no civil right, and there was no justice. And it seems like I have to be thankful. Look what they did when I filed a complaint to LAPD Internal Affairs. What did they do? They erased everything, and then they contact UCSB, force my son to withdraw. So amazing, it's amazing. But that's what I went through, and nothing resolved, and not they didn't want to resolve because they are going to send me back to South Korea. I'm U.S. citizen. I live here 40 years, and yeah, in order to get away what they did wrong. Okay, but while I fight last 6 years, there was no justice in civil rights. Lassen College did all wrong. Yes, they are the one who did all wrong. Creating fraud removal, letting 29 students to play they should not supposed to do, and again, Lassen College nursing director create another fraud restraint order, and then once they fail, fraud restraint order because I bought the lawyer, and the lawyer, I bought the lawyer, and judges said there is no evidence, it just does not make sense. So then the dean created another fraud suspension. As you see, Lassen College did all wrong, but I'm the one who cannot even step into the campus. The stress is a lot, believe it or not. This stress is a lot. And while they did wrong, and I'm the one who cannot step into the campus. And it's one reason that I don't want to stay in this town. That's what I was going to leave. Okay, you don't resort my school. You don't give me a job. Nobody. I reissue my pharmacy tech license 2022. Okay, it was about May I received the pharmacy tech license. Nobody was giving me a job. Okay, so about middle of November 2022. Okay, then I'm going to leave this town. There is no reason for me to be here. And then what did they do? And they were creating a phobia environment so that I could dump and run away from this town. And they play all together. It's everything is going on in the hidden. That's what it was unnecessary to leave US again to South Korea, but I want to know what the heck is going on. So I had to leave South Korea. Everybody was telling me they saw all about your house. They knew. I just thought that yeah, there is no resolution, but only their way. It's a communist, only their way. Okay, they have to get away what they did wrong. They have to snatch my house. Just like Lassen College, there is no other way except their way. And I've been victimized, and my son was doing it. They were at the same time they were harassing my son down in Los Angeles, and and then too much what they are doing. Yes. Then, as I mentioned, okay, yeah, I'm the one who cannot step into the campus, last 6 years. And, they have only their way. And then it's a public school. They don't even build that college, but that's how doing it, because they were cooperating what the originally Mexican American police organization wanted to, so they are cooperating one another. But I don't know, maybe they lie, they blame, but they play together. Okay, so as I mentioned, they, Mexican American Police Organization, and Mr. Chang even harassed my kids, majorly my son, down in Los Angeles, through their street people at the same time. They plan to snatch my home at the bargain price, knowing my house has a hot spring reserve. No, people hardly know. I also did not know why they were doing what they were doing. Finally, God tells. I think, under the house, there is a hot spring under the house lot ground. As I put the evidence of house data has been changed in Susanville Police Department report video, all my house data has been changed from 2.5 acre to 1.77, 1480 square foot house to 1338 house. Hidden Susan Bill member, he changed, and then they work together. Yep, it was unnecessary to leave. They didn't care about my life at all. Yeah, they didn't care about not at all. All they cared was about their side, how they could survive, how they could get away, and rest, government, they cooperated. Do you want this society to be continued? Do you want this society? Do you want to live in this society? And because I'm the only one who's been you think that you are the only one that you've been victimized. So shut your mouth up. So I will be the only one. You think about it. Okay, lastly, my opinion to the conclusion. I'm sure government will claim if a hospital staff do not work properly. I'm sure they think that they have the right to do something, if a healthcare member worker doesn't work properly, they think they will, they will tell they're right. But if a hospital staff behaves just like some way of the government field work does, excusing this and that to avoid their work to do properly, you know that is what I was experiencing last 6 years. Okay, they did wrong. They are the one that, they let me wait net 3 year, and then after they let me wait, and then they are saying the LASSEN college staff, well, it's been too long. And then look, she created fraud, and yes, student play, she let her to play, and she created, restraint order, and then restraint order cannot block, and then, dean create another fraud suspension, and I'm the one that who cannot even step into the campus. And then I think now I see the school also cooperate the way the police, their side police demand, because they were going to send me back to South Korea. So don't care about it. Just let her block, and she will leave the U.S. and she will go back to South Korea, because that's what she was planning. Why I have to? What did I do so wrong? Not to live in U.S. while they did wrong. While they did wrong. Why I did, while they do wrong and they can leave, while I did not do wrong, why I cannot leave? Okay. Yes, I did file to, okay, so government system build a system department to take care of the file. Yes, it was just too much. And yes, I did file LAPD internal affair, and now again Susanville Police Department, since my matters are majorly involved with the corrupted police member and their power in society, and let White House to look at, my fighting, because government system were there to excuse the case, not to take care properly when I file a complaint. Look what they did when I filed complaint in March 2017 in LAPD internal affair video. They, once I filed, they didn't want to investigate it. They erased my case, and then they contact UCSB, force my son to withdraw. That's what the government. That is what. That is that the. I think they are doing way too much. I mean, I accept the corruption up to some point, but the way I was going through was way too much. And then that's why by using, Mr. Chang's technology and technique, they let people not to listen to me and hear or the right. Well, people is not, well, I don't, they behave, they tell, they let people to say, well, she doesn't know what she's talking about. Well, nobody is listening to you, and she doesn't know what you are talking about. But I was being continually being victimized. but they didn't care nothing because I will leave the US for their benefit in order to get away their life, you know. So all that's all they care, and people want to cooperate that situation. They don't want to expose what they did wrong in US society. It just they I think they wanted it to perfect. If they let me go, nothing is really changed because they play. It got worse. If they let me go, or in that way, it's been more easier to just let it go. Okay, maybe they think that they have a power. They want to be perfect. So because they play, they want to get away. They use more corruption power here and there. So now it became more worse, I think. And then it's my dream. They have their dream as a police officer, and they become what they did. And why I cannot be? They were forcing not for me to become one, because they play lie with my life. And it's not just once. If they ruin my life, you know, all the way up to the LASSEN college, I was forgiving it. I just want to move on my life. But their hidden plan was just destroying my U.S. life and ruining it so that I don't want to live in U.S. anymore. I don't know whose idea, but it was Mexican American Police Organization, Mr. Chang. They both play. Mr. Chang is a criminal. Okay, is a criminal. Hacking, wiretapping, and hacking, all this manipulating, like a web page system. It's a criminal. But who was playing? Mexican American Police Organization. And then now they and who's controlling the Chinese Korean? Mr. Chang, and also the poor foreigners in. They have to investigate it. I don't know. I did send to the information to Washington D.C. Interpol. I did send the CIA for Mr. Chang to investigate investigate it, since everybody was saying they have to do. Hopefully, yeah. So so I'm doing my work. I don't know whether they are going to do their work, and it's not easy, and it's not just like who did all this work in LASSEN College. I'm sure that you know police know. Police, yes, they do know. Yes, they do know. Yes, they do know. I'm sure they all know who's doing what, because 2019, I heard from the resident in Susan Bear. He was saying your son was a good student. Yes, that good student, how police did, forcing him to he did nothing wrong, and forcing him to withdraw all his class so that he could no longer become eligible to school financial. And that was not enough, because I was fighting, and they were harassing my kids down there. He was a 3.6, good GPA. He's more like a nerd. He's kind of calm person. And then they were ruining. They tried to ruin my son's life. And I'm sure that some of you heard the rumor. He was a good student. Yeah, the Susanville resident. So Susanville police was talking, and he was a good student. Blah blah blah. Yes, he was a good student, and that's how they made it. Are you there? As being police, you are there to make a citizen like that, make my life like that, by playing behind it with the Mr. Chang. Amazing. And I hope also citizen doesn't cooperate wrong. I see people here play, there play, here play. You should not play. Just live your life hard. Thank you for your time.